Sup guys, today's mod is a tower mod, and that tower is Alchemist with a gun. Just kidding, it's actually the Alchemist Gunner, Darling Gunner, but it has a picture of a pistol or a gun for some reason. Anyway, we're just gonna check it on the offside map and see what it has in store for us. But it's pretty simple, in case you guys can't, put two and two together. It's just a Darling Gunner that shoots out Alchemist projectiles and can buff towers from afar. Costs 2k, so I'll have to save up for that. And what better way to save up for it than getting a normal Darling Gunner? Let's begin. This mod is made by Jane, so shout out to Jane for making the mod. It's a pretty old one. If you want the link to it, the mods are always in the description, in case you're curious about where to find them. So yeah, it's actually called the ALCHEMIST GUNNER. I don't know if that's a real word, but it sounds kind of awkward to me, so I'll just call it Alchemist Gunner. And if we double click here, I think I can see the upgrades on it. Yes, there's only 3 of them, so there's not too much to look at today. But I just want to see, I guess, how the mechanics work. The stats. Alright, so one Darling Gunner can do pretty well for this map solo. That's pretty cool. That means we're free to just drop this right now. And let's go. As you see, it just throws out Alchemist potions at the speed of a Darling Gunner. Yeah, I'm looking at the speed. It's perfectly in sync with the real Darling Gunner. Kind of satisfying if you ask me. Right now it does not buff towers, but soon it will. You can see right here the upgrades. Acidic Mixture Gun is only 1k, and it loads Acidic Mixture into the Alchemist Gun. Easy as that. What I'm kind of curious about is whether or not it works the same way as the AMD, as in it's exactly 10 shots of AMD to that tower. I'm just going to buy it right now so we can show it to ya. And you see, it throws AMD on it. And it seems to be 10 shots there. Let's reload it. And it's off again. Oh, from what I see, it seems like you can't stack it, if you know what I mean. In case you don't know, the AMD lasts for 200 shots on a tower. And if that tower doesn't shoot, then you can, you can stack them up to 200. Right now, you can't. Like, basically what I mean is that when you throw AMD, all the... Actually, no, it keeps throwing AMD on it. But normally, it would, keep this icon on, because this guy's definitely not shooting 10 times, using up all the AMD shots immediately. It just seems to only reapply them, well, when it runs out. Otherwise, it just shows a green thing, but it doesn't actually apply it while it's active. Anyways, as expected, these upgrades are more expensive because, well, it shoots so many of them. So, you can probably, yeah, this is probably best with multiple towers, not just one of them. But for now, since we're doing just fine, I mean, again, this guy does damage too. Pretty good damage at that. Looks like we'll just keep it at this for now. Actually, we're kind of struggling. I could certainly use the tower too. Right now, the AMD doesn't do anything because there's no cerams or leads or mobs on the field. So it's just for show. In fact, let's see if I can maybe save up for 4k straight up. That would be certainly a feat. Also, it's kind of hard to see here, but if you actually try to follow the trajectory of the potions, it's looking like the AMD shoots a little bit slower than the main shots. I, for one, see about, for every 2 main Alchemist shots, there is 1 AMD shot. Let me know if you guys see the same thing. Here are leads, by the way. Great time to throw an AMD buff. Also, looks like we're going to be able to afford this guy real soon. Forcibly buffs your monkeys with the Berserker Brew. Yeah, that's right. You must drink it. You have no choice, monkeys, but to take my brew. I guess that's why he has a gun in the upgrade art. Attaboy. That's the spirits. So again, slow it down. You can again see that this guy's just throwing out a bunch of junk. Also, I am pretty sure the Tier 3 and Tier 2, the AMD and the Berserker Brew, they don't do damage, right? They just throw over. It's just the Alchemist Red Potion that actually does damage. Let me just verify to make sure. Yeah, it seems like the orange misses all balloons. Yep, makes sense, makes sense. Now let's go for towers that actually do well with alpha buffs, so like a ninja. We'll drop that randomly. And yeah, let's just watch. Watch that buff. Once it disappears, reapply it. And let me just watch if it's on it all the time. Is it basically permanent uptime on that, on both icons, it seems? From here, yes, there's like basically no downtime. So that means the Berserker Brew does refresh. And as for the AMD, I assume that also? No, that one disappears. You see? So that's kind of interesting, that mechanic. Basically, AMD you cannot stack, which makes sense, otherwise that'd be pretty broken. But you can always refresh the Berserker Brew, so you have a permanent uptime on that ninja. And for the last upgrade, Gunner Stimulate, you know the drill. It's a tier 4 out buff that it throws on the monkeys. And we should afford that very soon. I wonder if this ninja is okay with getting splashed all the time with the potions. He is sure taking a beating. That's the price you gotta pay for extra power. And now we have the stronger stim active, as you can see. Also, actually kind of curious, can you outbuff the Alchemist Gunner? I assume you can. The only reason I do that is just for the memes, and also to make it, I guess, shoot faster, maybe pierce more. Yeah, what I'm curious is whether or not I can increase the pierce. Like, can I buff 2 monkeys with 1 shot? Let me just try right here. Alp, yep, you can throw AMD on it, which doesn't really do much. Now for the Berserker Brew. Let's see. Indeed, it does get a buff. And if I'm looking carefully, it's hard to see whether or not it's actually going through the ninja. But I guess we can try like this. No, actually, look at this. This ninja completely cockblocks this guy so that he never gets a buff. Okay, now that's a unintended consequence of what I did here. Or I guess that's the consequence of being able to refresh the buff. That means he steals the buffs all the time. Actually, wait. Now it's actually getting a buff. But for a moment there, it seemed like it wasn't going through. Maybe it had to do with this guy not giving Pierce. Also, take a look at this curse thing. Normally you can't outbuff Alchemist, but now with this tower, you certainly can. Yeah, not that you would want to outbuff an Alchemist, but that's pretty interesting. Okay, let me experiment. I'm gonna sell this guy. I'm gonna lock it in place. I want to see if he can receive any buffs at all. Seems like he's not receiving any stim buffs, so that, yeah. I think that sounds about right to me. You can increase the pierce of the stim potion so that this guy can be buffed. Wait, now he can be buffed. Okay, that's weird. Maybe he was able to thread the needle. But for the most part, you see that this guy is not receiving a buff at all. Until I buy this thing, which gives it pierce. And thus, can be buffed, as you see here. Interesting mechanics. I think for this run, I'm going to try not farming. I want to see if it can be up to round 120 with, I guess, towers that are really good paired with outbuff. And I'm going to try to only use this one guy to try to outbuff all the good towers I can. So yeah, while we're talking about good towers, well, Attack Zone is a pretty obvious choice for an outbuff. So let's get that set up right here. If I recall, yes, this offside map had very weird footprints, which means you can basically place towers on the track, which is perfect for stuff like Attack Zone, you know? So there we go. Now we have to take it off of locked so that we can buff things, as many things as we can. Oh, also another thing, you can outbuff the jungle drums to give it range. Not really much damage until you get to expertise. I bet you can outbuff farms too. Again, I'm not gonna use it for money, but just watch. Oh, you can't. I wonder why it works on the village. Generally, it doesn't work in the village unless you get, you know, the attacking upgrade. But I won't complain at all. And we are survived till Attack Zone. Alright. This should allow us to survive even without buffing it for quite a while. Also, the thing with the Alchemist Gunner is that it pretty much acts like a permabrew because it can reapply it so much and it shoots so fast. Like, just watch here. That stim buff is pretty much always active. And if it's always active, that's basically permabrew. Again, in case you don't know, I've already made a misconceptions video about it. But permabrew doesn't make, like, the buff stronger. It just makes it permanent, which is good because a lot of the time, the tier 4 out buff can't reapply it. Or rather, it runs out quickly because it only works for a number of shots. And towers that shoot fast like Attack Zone will obviously use it up very quickly. So that's what permabrew is good for. And well, we basically got a permabrew that's like 6 times cheaper, so yay for that. Now let's get working on, I guess, another good tower that is good when outbuffed. I'm gonna try to think of like towers that, well, would run out of tier 4 outbuff really quickly. So AKA shoots really fast. I think an easy candidate for that would be like Super Monkey, Sun Avatar. Back in the day, those were busted. If you played BT6 in like 2018, 2019, before they implemented the fact that tier 4 outbuff shots have a limit. Yeah, Super Monkeys were busted back in the day, but fortunately we didn't have that much time to abuse them. But nonetheless, let's throw a blast of the past right now. Sun Avatar, let's save up. Alright, and there is Sun Avatar. I'm gonna start buffing it now because basically, well, I can basically have this guy do damage first, and when balloons get close, I'll start out-buffing the attack zone, as you can see. Basically full uptime, aside from that tiny bit of flashing you see when it runs out very briefly. Otherwise, it's basically, again, a perm buff, which is insane on Sun Avatars. Like, just watch here. Exhibit A of Sun Avatar plus perm brew combo. Basically, you can solo up to the 90s, I would assume. Here, just go to the 80s for yourself on super fast forward. And tell me if anything gets remotely close to leaking. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this guy on the Avatar till I see it gets close at all. 87 was kinda tight. Tight as in barely halfway. And as you can see, we've made it to the 90s with just this guy. Alright, let's slow down now. What do you guys think about Elite Defender? It's not really that great late game. In fact, if I go for it, I'm probably boned. But you know what? Life is always about having fun. So let's just drop it and, well, outbuff it. It's gonna run out really quickly. In case you can't tell, it shoots even faster than Attack Zone. Even faster than Avatar. But I put it a little further back just so that, I guess you can maybe catch some stray outbuffs on the way. Like, I didn't want to be taking up the outbuffs of these guys. This guy's a little bit lower priority. Also, can't hit DTs, but I'll leave it. AMD will also help a little bit, so I don't worry too much. Actually, the attack zone, only the Avatar, yeah. Without AMD, only Avatar hits DTs, so I should keep that in mind. I'll just buy a move, actually, so I don't have to worry about it. There we go. Easy. If I can save up for it, I think here's the next tower I want to get. An Avatar Wrath. That one's another tower that shoots pretty darn fast, and so thus eats up outbuffs pretty quickly, and does pretty well with outbuff, because the Pierce is pretty low if you go for an 015, which I am going to go for. If I can save up for that, then I'd say we pretty much won the game. Right now, can't really guarantee it, but we're going to try our best. So basically, outbuff the super until it hits attack, and then we'll start with our wiggling up and down, up and down. Try to spread our rations. Should be able to beat this. Yeah, and yeah, once things get, like, right here, where all the attacks are getting used in some way, they got no shot. So let's go for it. It's another tower that can't hit DDTs, I should mention. Yeah, I probably should have put my mid in a different spot. Oh well. Also, I hope this Avatar spot is not eating up the stim from the Sun Avatar. That would suck if that was the case. Anyways, round 100, it's easy with a bad, or with an Avatar Wrath. Avatar Wrath was meant for those rounds. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to go for a mid. I don't trust this AMD at all. Alright, mid time. That means we should do a lot better against DTs here. Actually still a struggle for some reason. Yeah, I feel like I might need more than one Alchemist Gunner, but I want to commit to the promise that I said only one Alch Gunner. Actually, I can probably do this as well. Jungle Drums buff the Alchemist Gunner to, well, throw more. That probably will help a little bit. Right now I'm trying to sustain Alch buff on 4 things, which there's no chance I can do. No shot. But it's certainly better than, like, what dropping multiple stims would do. Again, those shoot one brew like every, what, 6 seconds if you have the attack speed buff. Also, I might be dead here, come on. Uh-oh, I'm dead. Or not, okay. I had to rely on the damage of the Alch Gunner itself, which is weird. Oh, no, it was the Elite Defender doing it. I forgot that existed. Sorry, Elite Defender. Wait, hold on. Oh, these things are blocking my Alch buffs too. I thought they didn't. I thought mobs didn't cop block us. Also, I think the game just crashed when I pressed retry last round. Might be a little problem with the mod itself. Let's see if I can pull it back up. Well, guys, I think our save is locked. I don't think you can actually, like, go back to a save game with the Alchemist Gunner. So instead, I just have to remember what I did and redrop those towers on that round. Okay, I know this isn't the exact placement of the towers, but whatever. Let's just go with it. Let's just see if we can salvage this run. Actually, what happened was that the jungle drums actually messed me up. Or the village that I put in front of the Dartling gun. Because I noticed, I actually might die here because I actually can't buff my Super Monkey. God damn it. Don't die, don't die, don't die. Lead Defender coming to clutch. Yeah, like, watch this. No more Alch buffs to this guy because of this guy. See, it's eating up. Yeah, I can't do that. I need to put my village up here. So that's probably where I went wrong. The blimps weren't eating up the buffs. It was the stupid village. Okay, based on how we're looking, I don't think we're going to be another 12 rounds of this. So I'm going to actually drop another one. Maybe just to help out my attack zone. Yeah, sure. Sorry, wrong one. I want Alchemy Gunner. Gonna break the one Gunner only rule. Just because I don't think it's not looking good. That's basically it. Alright, Gunner Stimulant, there we go. This one I should probably lock in place. Also, I don't think lock in place works correctly when I use the hotkey. Let's try locking manually. There we go. Yeah, basically, again, that will have a perma-buffed attack zone, and then threading the needle for not the Super Monkey. Yeah, it's hitting the village instead, rip. So this poor Super Monkey cannot get a buff to save its life. Again, hopefully an Avatar Wrath buff will help. Actually, I should probably help also by getting Pop Lusts. That's the last thing I can get, or the only thing I can really get for cheap that will help my defense out a lot, aside from going support, because I'm trying not to do that. Just trying to go for straight raw damage. Because, yeah, the best defense is the best offense. In case you haven't heard that saying. It may not exactly be true for BTD6, but let's just leave it be true for the sake of this mod here. So yeah, with the addition of that Alchemist Gunner, it seems like we're defending a lot better this time. So I think we'll have this. Alright, looks like our ZMG defense is just fine. How about Bad's? Probably just as fine, because again, Avatar Wrath absolutely destroys single target. So does Tack Zone. So I reckon this shouldn't be a problem at all, and indeed, it is not. Alchemist Gunners, OP. And with that, we have finished. Again, fun mod, I have to say. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe and leave a like. And if you want more mod content, then just let me know in the comments down below, because there's certainly a lot available that I can certainly do. See you guys in the next one.